And from our intelligence, we have unconfirmed reports that the Comiteng Region Central Visayas will hold their anniversary either in the province of Negros Oriental or Bohol. So we are requesting for the vigilance of all stakeholders, especially our municipal mayors. If you monitor any group trying to come in or trying to organize, kindly inform your AFP. We have also monitored some reports that militants are trying to infiltrate our transport group in the province of Bohol, and that they are planning to organize mass movements in the province. And the issue that they are trying to raise here is the increasing prices of gasoline and diesel. Now let me proceed to the actions that we have taken to respond to the increasing number of calamities and disasters. We have organized at our level our quick response teams or QRTs. And these QRTs are tasked to support the operations of the Provincial Disaster Risk Reduction Management Council. Next. These are composed of highly skilled personnel that could react, and they could conduct search and rescue. They are capable of performing minor medical operations, first aid, and casualty evacuation. We also are going to commit our resources, and that includes our 2 speedboats, which can be used for rescue by the PDRRMC. Next. Let me proceed to the recent activities. We are now implementing the Internal Peace and Security Plan Bayanihan of the AFP in support of the provincial program of the provincial government's program Bohol 2011, Mauswagon Malipayon. We have also closely coordinated with the Bohol Provincial Police Office in crafting the Provincial Joint Peace and Security Coordinating Center. We have visited the former mass bases of the New People's Army in the province. We continue to conduct our school visitations or ugnayan sa paaralan. This is to address the threat of our youth in the province being recruited by the CPP-NPA. And lately, when it comes to addressing the disasters and the calamities, our QRTs have responded to a landslide in Bilar, Bohol last March 16. And then last March 17, our scuba divers helped in recovering a drowning victim in Kandihay. So these are actually concrete examples of the cooperation between the AFP and the PNP with regards to disaster risk reduction management. Next. Upcoming activities. Tomorrow we are going to conduct the Dagan ug Sikad para sa Kalinaw ug Kauswagan. Okay? This activity is actually to showcase the cooperation between the PNP, the AFP, and of course with the local government of Bohol. We are also going to showcase that with ecotourism, we also support a healthy mind and a healthy body. And then this coming April, we're going to conduct the Bilar Second Youth Leadership Summit. So again, we're going to gather all the student leaders in Bilar, and we're going to gather them for a 3-day summit, leadership summit. So with that, again, we would like to seek for the cooperation of all stakeholders, especially our mayors and the Philippine National Police, the AFP are here to help you when it comes to any threat whether it be coming from the CPP-NPA or from natural threats such as disasters and calamities. Daghang salamat.
Thank you very much, Colonel Bronner, and we just heard the report on internal security. We proceed to the next report, and that is on the current update on Provincial Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Council. We request the Secretary of the PDRRMC, Provincial Social Welfare Officer in charge, Ms. Carmelita Texon, to give the report on behalf of the Council. Let's give a big hand to Ms. Texon, please.
Good afternoon to all of us. Here's the current status of the Provincial Disaster Risk Reduction Management Council. Now, the objectives of my presentation is to level off the participants' understanding of the Provincial Disaster Risk Reduction Management Framework, and I would also like to disseminate the results of the PDRRMC workshop output and to engage the participants of the respective role to the implementation of the Provincial Disaster Risk Reduction Management Framework. Now, our legal basis, Republic Act 10121, an act strengthening the Philippine Disaster Risk Reduction Management System, providing for the National Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Framework, and institutionalizing the National Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Plan, appropriately transferred for and for other purposes. And another is the DILG Department Memo Circular 143/2020, which enjoins the local authorities to implement the mandates of the law. So that ends my presentation. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you very much, Ms. Texon, for the presentation. So we just heard all the three presentations for the current peace and order update, the report on the internal security, and the current update on Provincial Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Council. Before we proceed, allow me to ask the staff to please provide once again our dear mayors, who are also the chairs of the Disaster Council. They're also the chair of the Municipal Peace and Order Council, and also even the Anti-Drug Abuse Councils. They are also the chair at their local level, to provide them follow-ups of their respective memorandum circulars or executive orders or department orders by appropriate agencies, so that our dear mayors will be also reminded of the fact that the tasks that the provincial government are actually doing now are also things that our LGU should actually be also doing in your respective municipalities. And as of this point in time, I am asking the DILG, both from the regional, provincial, and the municipal levels of the DILG, to keep your monitoring scorecards intact, so that we will know which towns have actually complied with the requirements under circulars from national as well as from regional and provincial levels. So this will also allow the ILG to extend technical support to the municipal mayors and the LGUs. For example, Executive Order Number 4, Series of 2010, is an EO that reorganized the Provincial Peace and Order Council. And we would like to know from the reports of our DILG on what particular towns have actually also reorganized their respective municipal peace and order councils, and which towns are non-compliant yet. So we will have a basis of determining that. And also, Executive Order Number 5, Series of 2010, establishing the Provincial Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Council, or PDRRMC, in the province of Bohol, providing for its composition and their purposes. This is also, there must also be a creation at the local level. So we would like also to have that monitored and checked, and then a report to the Provincial Peace and Order Council and the Disaster Council will also be most appropriate. So we will ask the help, again, of our Department of Interior and Local Government on that monitoring aspect. And then, on the EO number 7, series of 2011, there will be creating of subcommittees, the one that was discussed. That will also go down to the municipal level. So, what I'm saying here is, what we are doing in the province are things that actually towns are supposed also to do. So that when calamities come and when emergencies come, we will not pinpoint to each other the lack of organizations because we already have that in place from the province to the municipal. O wala problema, labing maayo. Ang problema o muabot ang katalagman ng simbako, wala na ito mabantayin. Unya himbantayan nga ang LGU wa mo comply sa mga requirements under the regulations kita ang manubag, local government. So I am reminding our dear mayors on that. And of course, there is even a memo circular from the NAPOLCOM, the ILG, number 2004, defining and prescribing the duties and responsibilities of provincial governors, city, municipal mayors, and deputies of the National Police Commission in the campaign against wetting and other illegal game activities. If you read this circular, it has corresponding penalties for executives who do not execute. So I hope that we will all be guided by this. And then in the Anti-Drug Abuse Council, naibaman ng ato mga local officials, daghan yun yung council tinuod, but that is our prize for being leaders. So mo nga atong ginigibuhat sa atong probinsya, and then I hope that it will also inspire our local officials to do the same. So we are asking the assistance again of the DILG to do the monitoring and then report to the province compliance of our LGUs. Because non-compliance means either nabisi lang ang atong mga local governments with something else or the kinahanglan sila technical support. When technical support is needed, then the province, the DILG, and the other agencies can provide that technical support. The participation on the coastal law enforcement of the province is expected from all coastal municipalities. So this is again one aspect where we are saying we are having our scorecards for the municipalities. Because in the end, our scorecards will tell us how well we have actually performed our tasks, and these are always monitored as well by the appropriate agencies. Of course, the leadership of our local are the inspiration of our people. It is so difficult to mobilize our people without the local officials championing them. No? So, morning naagad stand-up sa atong local officials ang inspiration sa mga tao, motivation sa mga tao, o guman pa. And finally, today, it was mentioned that we are going to embark a soft opening, soft launching. Anong soft man? I will explain that to you. On the emergency response team of the province called the Tarsier. Our local officials, mayors, DILG, police, AFP, and all will be will find this initiative very useful because in the Tarsiers, it's a telephone as well as radio integrated emergency response. The number 117 becomes an automatic number that emergencies can be relayed. And at the governor's mansion, we have already developed the technology that will capture the messages in voice, in text, so that sayon kayo paminawon, pareha sa 911 sa Amerika, kung hain dapit ang naay problema. Now, because the 911 concept or the 1111 concept is initiated here in the province, once the system becomes fully operational, kaya ang TLDT connected na, the other lines of the 8 other telephones are connecting to our line in the province, we will expect the towns, and this I would appeal to the mayors, because this will be for your own good and for our own good, that every LGU can come up with their own 24-hour response units as well. Some towns are doing that. Loon is doing that. Hagna is doing that. Balvihan is doing that. It's based in the RHU and connected to the police. What will happen there? If all towns will have emergency response teams working 24 hours, ang mag-duty lang ato sa health center. O dili kami ato sa police. Pero naay ambulansya naka-standby, naay driver naka-standby. na ay paramedic dinha panalitan nga standby.